Hey guys, Prepper here. When I made my first video last week, I said I would bring y'all another video pretty quickly, and obviously that hasn't happened. There's actually a reason for that, other than just being a very busy individual. And I'm going to take you out in one of our outbuildings here in just a minute and show you the reason for that. But I want to show you what I've been working on this week. I subscribe to the philosophy that we should be doing a little bit every day. And I've kind of done a little bit more than a little bit, at least for me, this last week. So I kind of wanted to give you a look at what I've been working on this week. Back here, we've got, well, everybody's favorite, beans and rice. Lots of beans and rice. I think that's 13 cups of rice just in a bag by itself because I ran out of beans while I was working on beans and rice. And down here we've got pinto beans and rice, some chickpeas, I think, right in here, chickpeas and rice over here. Here's some split pea down here. Just, you got to have them, right? So, but I've also been doing this. I've been dehydrating a bunch of food this week and putting them in jars. There is, and I want to offer a shout out. There's a channel called Dehydrate to Store. I've watched almost all of those videos this week. An excellent channel, and I suggest you, if you have some interest in dehydrating food, wonderful channel. But she does this. She puts stuff into jars so that it can be used while you're doing your normal cooking. You can hear that that's very well dehydrated in there. And then what's above and beyond, what's not being used right now, actually goes into Mylar or bags to be vacuum sealed, and then she takes out of this, she takes out of the vacuum sealed and goes into jars while she's using them. So here, let's see, I'll just run through this real quick. We'll come to this one last, and of course it's the phone, so hang on just a moment. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Real life goes on around us, right? So down here at this end, this is some yellow potatoes that I actually cut fairly thick and dehydrated. They darkened up quite a bit. I rehydrated one just to see, and it actually pretty much went back to its normal color, but they're pretty crispy in there as well. I really liked this. Yes, those are French fries, and they dehydrated very, very well. You can hear them clickety clickety click. Actually, I had to cram them down in there. That is an entire bag of French fries. It was on sale, so well, it got dehydrated and actually worked out very well. Sweet peas, I think this is, I want to say this is 4 pounds, maybe 5 pounds of sweet peas. I caught them on sale, bought several bags. We don't have a lot of freezer space here, so being able to dehydrate them and get them out of my freezer, a real winner. I really like this. It allows me to really, when I see big sales come up, sometimes you can get these probably normal price on sweet peas. Frozen is $1 a pound. Sometimes these will go on sale like 2 for $1. And I like to buy them and stick them in the freezer, but I can only buy so many of them. Well, doing this solves that. Dehydrating them and getting them out of my freezer. I got a lot more shelf space than I've got freezer space. I don't know about y'all. Here we got green beans. I think it's a couple of pounds, and they're still pretty loose in there. They're not crammed down in there. Mixed veg for soup. It did really well. I've rehydrated some of this too. I actually made, I think I had 6 pounds, and I put I dehydrated it all, and then took about a pound of it out and used it in, I made fried rice for the family the other night, and was very pleased with how it rehydrated and went right in. And except for the fact that the peas are a little sweeter, I don't know how that happens. The sweet peas are really sweet once they've been rehydrated, but other than that, you wouldn't even know that they had ever been dehydrated. These two, my father is a Shriner, and they sell onions every year. And this, believe it or not, that is these two hold a full 10-pound bag of sweet Vidalia onions. Now, you can hear these popping. They don't have, I've got oxygen absorbers ordered, and they're not here yet. They'll go in once they actually arrive. Now, this down here on the end, I have 2 more of these, and you may be looking at that going, what is it? What it is is dehydrated cheese. That is one mason jar full of dehydrated cheese. And there, like I said, there are a couple other over there. Those came out of a number 10 can. And that's really what I wanted to talk about in this video, and why this video had to be delayed a couple of days, because the deal I was working on took a lot longer to make happen. It was supposed to happen last Friday night or Saturday, and I was going to be able to make a video on it pretty quick, and it ended up not happening until this last Thursday, so I've been delayed. I'm going to take you out to the shed now and show you what's going on out there. Be back with you in just a second. Alright, so thanks for sticking with me. We are now in one of my outbuildings, and this is what I wanted to show you. For those of you who have ever bought dehydrated food in a number 10 can, you will recognize this, because that's exactly what that is. That particular one, I think, is kidney beans. Nothing special there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, well, there's another case down here on the floor. A couple of cases down. Wait a minute. There's some more cases back there. Oh, yeah. What you can't see back over there is that behind this wall of cases, there's another wall of cases. And behind that wall of cases is where my bench is, and underneath the bench, there's another half wall of cases that goes all the way across this outbuilding. Now, if I was just showing you this because to be showing it to you, I guess it would probably be inappropriate. But what I really wanted to show you this for, let me see if I can back up a little further so you can see a little more of it. What I really want to show you this for was to tell you to keep your eyes open. These cans range, depending on what's in them, I don't know, 15 or 20 bucks up to 60 or 70 bucks a can for meat products that are already freeze dried and packed in number 10 cans. If you go out to Preparedness, whatever it is, one of those top places, these cans are very expensive. I found a guy online, a website that rhymes with Eggsist. How's that? Craigslist. Just keeping an eye on Craigslist around my house. Found a guy who owned a strip mall. And in that strip mall, there was a guy who distributed freeze-dried food in number 10 cans. And the guy defaulted on his rent and skipped town. And the guy who owned the building got stuck with 3,000 cases of freeze-dried food. He sold the vast majority of it, put some of it aside for his family. His wife opened a can of green beans and tried to cook them like you would cook normal canned green beans, and said, "Oh my God, these are terrible. They're crunchy. Get rid of it all and get it out of my house immediately." So he put a post up on Craigslist. I have 1,000 cans of freeze-dried dehydrated food, and I will give it to someone who wants it for 300 bucks. I paid 30 cents a can for these number 10 cans full of freeze-dried foods. That's about, probably averages 1 penny on the dollar for these. So the lesson here is, as part of our preps, we need to keep some cash. This was one where I keep a little cash in case we get into an SHTF situation. And when this deal came along, I broke into that cash and called this guy within a couple of hours of the time he posted it and said, "Yeah, I want them." And he said, "Well, you hadn't looked at them yet." And I said, "Well, are they relatively recent?" He said that they were. He indicated they were, and kind of told me what he had as far as a mix. And there's a pretty significant mix here because he had 3,000 cases to pick through. And matter of fact, that's dried milk down there peeking out. And you know, when I was able to buy it for a penny on the dollar and knew it was relatively new, it's probably 4 or 5 years old. He indicated some of it's a little older than that. I already went through it. Out of the 1,000 cans, I culled about 30 or 40 cans, stuff that was bulgy and stuff that was significantly out of date. But a lot of this is rice and beans and freeze-dried corn, and those things are going to last. In these cans, they're going to last a very, very long time. So, the point here was keep your eyes open. Consider putting some cash in your SHTF because you just never know. Cash is still king. Until SHTF happens, cash is still king. After SHTF, this stuff will be king. No doubt about it. But for now, cash is still king, and if you don't have some of it put away, you can't jump on these sorts of opportunities when they come up. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all spending a few minutes with me. Got a couple more videos coming up on some other stuff I'm working on, and hopefully I'll be able to get to those soon. Archie Prepper out.